Okay guys, can you hear me now? And also, can you see my screen? Okay, and do you guys remember what login and password we were using last time? So what was it? Okay, okay. And we finished the list, and then we had something called a set. We were talking about the set, if you guys remember. Guys, if I forget something, let's say I forgot last week's recording, and I was just thinking, no one even reminded me the whole time, the whole last week. Every one of you had my email ID, and no one said, hey, can you send me the recording? No one did that. That shows how serious you guys are, because they are not from programming background. So he wanted to check with me how good they are and how hardworking they are. So I said to him that there was just one class we had, so there they were attentive. But then how much they practice and how much, see, you can get as much as you can from me. If you're gonna send me, hey, can you show some interest that you are really looking forward to take this class seriously? Okay, so that's why I was just waiting. I was just expecting somebody to tell me, hey, do you need any assignments, or can you send us the recording? None of you have even messaged me or texted me or emailed me about any recording. I sent you one link and I forgot to send the other one. And then, I just want to make sure that Arvind has an eye on all three of you, and especially Priyanka and Abhinav, and he wants to take use to you. I know it's your consulting company, they are paid for it, but it's your job. At the end, if you're going to do good, you're going to be the beneficial, not Arvind. That's for just a couple $100. That's not going to make a difference to him. But you need to put your effort. And programming is all about practice. Okay? So you need to show some interest in this, that okay, you're looking to learn something. Okay, just don't take it as a normal class and just once it's finished, okay, we did what she told us. No. Okay, this is not like a nursery class. This is like a professional. And you know that we have limited amount of time and we have limited amount of hours, so we need to finish stuff in that. Okay, so with that, let's start. So yesterday, last time we started with a list. So what is a list? List is nothing but a collection of elements. Okay, so you can create a list of numbers. You can create a list of names. Let's say if I ask you, store the names of 10 students of your class. One way is you create 10 variables to store each of those names. But then that's like, if I increase that number to 20, you're going to end up creating 20 new variables. But that's not, that's like a lot of typing and a lot of, that's not a good productive way. Okay, so then the list is a collection of a similar kind of elements, which is very similar to an array. So you can create a list, and as you keep adding, anything in programming always starts with 0. Okay, so let's say we created a list which is of list of string. Okay, and the name of, so this is how you define a list. You define what is the type of the elements you're going to store in the list, the name of that list. Okay, let's say students list, and then you can define new list of string. Okay, and then you can add student list dot of add, then you can add elements, let's say Deepika, Priyanka, etc. So this Deepika will go to this one, Priyanka will go to the second one. So in the list, you can even add duplicates. Okay, there is no restriction that I can have one Deepika here, one Priyanka, then again Deepika, then again Abhinav, and then Ravi. Okay, so you can have duplicates as well. It'll keep adding. So this will be, so as you write the program, if this is the first element, it will go at index number 0. The second element will go at index number 1. The third element will go at index number 2. So if I say give me an element in index 2, which will get pulled? Deepika, because this is how an element gets added. So you can think like a stack. Okay, you keep adding. This is the stack. You got Deepika. This is your list. You added Deepika here, which goes into index of 0. Then you go ahead and add another element, let's say Abhinav here. So this Abhinav will go into the line at the index of 1. This is when you're talking about a list. And then you can have another Abhinav here as well, because in list there is no restriction on duplicates. You can add as many duplicates as you want. Okay, this is about the list. So I'll just go through it one more time. How you will define a list. You can say something like, go back to the developer console here. So you created a list. This is an ordered collection. Okay, the list is an ordered, means every element will be like in the order as you have entered it. Okay, so that's why it is called as an ordered collection. So you can say something like list of string. The name of the list that's called student list. Okay, and then new of list, and then that's of student. How will you add elements here? You can just keep on, list of, this is the element, what kind of elements you're going to store. It's a string type. If you want to add elements, you're going to say the name, this is the list. Okay, you'll keep on saying dot of add Deepika student list, dot of add Manish dot of add Simran. Okay, so now how many elements are there in the list, guys? Send the message only to me. Okay, give me the output of this program and give me in one. So there is a function available which calculates. You don't have to write the function, you just have to call the function, and I'll tell you what is a function in a minute, and then call it, and then they send the name, and then if you wanted to know the size, this is what it's going to be. If I say so what's going to be the output of the program? Okay, I only got one answer so far, and that is only from Abhinav. What about others? Priyanka, Abhinav, do you remember what we did last time? Okay, very good. Priyanka, what will be the answer? Abhinav, we did this last time. Priyanka and Abhinav, if you have any questions, you can always unmute yourself and can talk. I'm just waiting for your response.
Yes, a little bit confusion. Some time.
What is the confusion?
The answer would be Deepika minus Simran.
Huh?
Size of my list will be 2, right?
Why it will be 2? How many elements are there?
3.
So what is the
0,
size?
1, 2.
What will be the size, Abhinav?
Size of 0, 1, 2.
Okay, so Abhinav, the size would be 3 because there are 3 elements. Deepika, Manish and Simran. Yeah. That's the size, right? Yeah. Now, what is at index number 0?
Deepika.
Very good. Why didn't you answer me?
A little bit of confusion.
Okay, so the confusion, there should not be, what confusion is it? See, the size will tell you how many elements are there. Okay, so how will the program will run? Program will always run from top to bottom. Okay, what is the first line it says? Let's see what happens. Each from step by step we'll go through. At line number 1, what does it say? List of strings, student list is equals to new list string. Okay, so it is saying that I am creating a list. Okay, and it can only have string in it, means it can only have some text values in it. That's what it is doing. So at the line number 1, it will create a list. The name of the list will be what? The name of the list will be student list. That's the name of my list. So what will it do? It will create a list of, and the name would be student list, because you need a name, right? Because there can be 2-3 lists. So you need to know which list I'm talking about. Okay. So that's the output from the first line. Now what happens at the line number 3? Means this next line. Okay, this line. What happens at this line? Student list dot add Deepika. So the program will go from top to bottom. Then in this list, at this location, not from here, at this location, there will be an element added called Deepika. Okay. Now, so this is at always will be at index of 0. So if I wanted to call this element, how will I do? I will say student list of 0. This is what I will do. Okay, student list of 0 is that Deepika is in there. Now what happens at line number 2? Line number 2, Manish gets added. So what will happen? After Deepika, Manish will add. In a list, elements will not get added randomly. It will add in a way it has been written in the program. So the second element will be Manish. What about the third one? Then Deepika. Sorry, the Deepika, Manish, and then the line number 5 says student list dot add Simran. So then it will add another element called Simran. So what will be the index of this thing? The index would be, we started at 0, this is at index 1, and this will be at index number 2. Okay. Now next thing what the program is saying, the program is saying at line number 6 what will happen? Tell me the size of the list. Which list he's talking about? Student list. Okay. What is the size? Size is a function which is given to you, okay, and which calculates how many elements are there. So there are 3 elements, 1, 2, 3. So that's the size of the list. Then line number 7, element at index 0. So give me an element which is at index number 0. So what is at index number 0? The index number 0 is Deepika. So now tell me guys, if I go ahead and I need an answer from Priyanka this time. Student list dot of add Deepika student list dot of add Abhinav. Okay, guys, tell me what's going to be the output of the program. I need an answer from all of them. All of you, you can text me personally. Very good, very good. Okay. What will be the next out? There only will be one output or there will be 2? Okay, okay. Very good, very good. So the output of the program would be, there's one list and that index 0 would be Deepika. So let me go ahead and execute this. Size of my list is 5, element at index 0. Okay. Now if I create, let's say, another list here, how will I do it? I'll say list of integer. I'm going to add integer in this list. There's another way of creating. It'll say marks list. Okay. New of list, and you can create an element. Instead of this, you can always say something like this is another way of adding elements. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 50, 10, 100. Okay. Now tell me, if I wanted to know Yes. Yes. You can either you could have done this way, even if you have written something like this. After new list of string, you could have done like this as well, and you can have added Deepika. This you can do it whatever way you want. Either you can do it here like this, or either you can just specify it here when you are declaring your list. You can right away say that, okay, these are the elements. Now if I wanted to calculate what's going to be the output of this program, I want you to be very perfect in this list, set, and map, because they're important. You use it a lot in the code. Very good. Very good, Abhinav. Oh, sorry, it's Ravi. Okay. That's the right answer. Very good, Abhinav. Which list are we talking about? I need the answer from both. So the first 10, 11, 14, 15. Okay, you're talking about second. Okay, good. Okay, keep going. Okay. How many lists are there in this program? How many lists I have created? Okay. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, what's the size of the second list? Priyanka? And what about this line? Mark list dot get of 3. Very good. Very good. So let's see if the output is right. So if we go ahead and said execute. Oh, we didn't do something right. Which line it is giving us an error? Why did it give us an error? Nothing was wrong. Okay. The size of my list, the first list is 5, element is Deepika, then size of the list is 6, element is 50. Okay. So now this is about the list. So you can have we have created 2 lists. One contains this list of string, the other one contains the list of integers. Okay. Now in this list, if in this list, what happens? If I go ahead and add a string to it, and then I go ahead and say, will it complain? So if I go ahead and execute, it's going to say you are expecting a type of integer, and the explanation of the error is very, very easy. It says incompatible element type. Okay, the string for collection of integer. You have a collection of integer and you're using a string, and it also gives you line number 14. Which is line number 14 here? This is how you have to track down. Line number 14 is this one. It right away says you that, okay, at this line I'm having an error. Are you following? Okay, so don't get scared with the errors. Try to learn from it. Okay, execute. This is the error. And it says, okay, you're trying to use an integer collection, but you're putting a string in it, and I won't allow you to do that. And this is the line number 14 where I'm kind of stuck. Okay, so this is how you're going to track your issue. Similarly, guys, if you want to create a set, okay, what is a set? Set is basically, it's also a collection of elements, okay, but you cannot add duplicates. Okay, it will not allow you duplicates. Even if you try to add it, it will not add it. Okay, so set is a unordered collection. Unordered means, why is it unordered? Because see, if you're trying to add something like Deepika, then Manish, then Simran, and then Deepika, and then hello. Okay, now what will happen here is, in the list, these elements will go one by one by one. But now in this, what will happen? You started with Deepika, so we'll enter Deepika here. So this is a 0. Then this becomes 1 because it is not a duplicate. Then this becomes at this Simran, that is a 2. But then Deepika, it will not add it. Okay, so this is not an order, right? The order break because you're trying to add a duplicate. So it will not add Deepika again. Now what will be it? This is hello, so it will go ahead and add hello. So hello will get added at line number 3. This is not an ordered collection. This is called an unordered, but the elements will not be duplicated. The program will not complain that you're trying to add a duplicate. What will it do? It will just not add it. It will not add that element itself. Okay, got it? So if I wanted to know what's the size, it will calculate the size by the final list, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is how it's going to go ahead and calculate. Got it? Set is basically an unordered collection of elements which does not allow you to add duplicates. If you try to add it, it will not add it. It will not complain, but it will not add those elements. Okay, let's see what happens. So now we will create a third list, which will be a set. Not a list, it will be a set. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to say set of string S is equals to new of set of what type of elements. You have to, what you're doing here is you're trying to say I need a set of string. I'm creating a set which is of string type. You can add elements right away here itself. Okay, either you can do this way or either you can do the put. There is a way to do that by adding add as well. You can just say it here, Deepika, Manish, Simran, Deepika. You need to have single quotes, Deepika. Okay, now tell me, if I want to know what is the size and index, you cannot check by the index. Wait a minute guys, hold on. S dot of size. See, in here in the set, you will not be able to do this. Why? Because guys, it's a set. Okay, there is no fixed length. First it has to go through and then it has to see, okay, is there any duplicates? And if there is duplicate, it will not add there. So there might be, they don't allow you to use this method in a kind of set. Now, do you understand why don't we do this method? See, in a list, you can do get element at 3 because you know that, okay, this element will be added. But in a set, it will first see if there is a duplicate. If there is a duplicate, it won't even add it. So it's an unordered collection. That's why you cannot access an element like this. Okay, you cannot access the elements like this. So we'll see how to display the element in a minute using this one. But tell me what will be the output of this program. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Are you guys sitting at the same place and talking? What answers you're giving? Because your answers are giving pretty much right. Okay. Okay, I was just kidding. So yes, the answer is right because what will happen is it will add this one. See, this will not be this is not similar to this one. It's going to look at the string. This is 2. So what will be the how it will add? First, it will start with whatever the name was, Dika. It will go ahead and enter Dika in it. Okay, that will go at index. And then what will it add after that? It will add Manish and Simran. Okay, so then it will go back here. Then it will add Manish. And then it will add Simran. Then what will happen next is, then it will go ahead and add Deepika, okay, because it's not a duplicate, it will add it. How many, and then what will happen here is, and then it will say, oh, this is Dika, I already have one, so it's not going to add that one. And then it's going to add the next element, which is Hemant. So this is how this elements will be added, okay. So we'll go ahead and execute this line. So what will it give you? Execute you can just comment the line. Comment means this line will not be part of the code. Okay, this is how you comment it out. Okay, you will have it in the code, but it will get neglected. That's called adding comments. So debug. So the last line, okay, the element size of my list is 5. Okay, this is what the output is. The size of the list is 5 here. So this is about the size. Okay, now there's one more thing I need to go tell you, that's called map. Okay, now what is a map? Map is nothing, it's also like a collection kind of stuff. Map is a collection of key value pairs. Key value pair. Okay, What does that mean? There will be a key and there will be like map to this key would be something. Okay, let's say something like this. In a cricket team, you remember your players have t-shirts and they have number written on the t-shirts, right? So you can do like that. You can say number 9 is for Virat Kohli. So this is a key. Okay, and then this is going to be the, you can have a map to it. Okay, then number 99 is Sachin. Okay, so then you have Sachin here. Okay, so this is how, this is a key and this is a value. Okay, so maps are a collection of key value pairs where the key will be of primitive data types. Primitive data types means like the basic integer, those are primitive. Integer there can be there. Okay, so that is basically that's what the key can be of a primitive data type. Now, what is the purpose of a map? You can use a map when you want to reference an element with a key. So if I can say, let's say I wanted to have a list of addresses of my employees. Okay, so what will I say? I'll say, okay, employee number 1 address is this one, Hansel Road. Okay, this is the address of employee number 1. Okay, if I wanted to store at number 2, this is the address, Parkwood. Okay, so this is what, so if I wanted to access the element, I wanted to get the address of element employee number 2, this will be the address, because this is how it gets mapped. Okay, for this key, this is the value, for this key, this is the value. Okay, so how you will declare a key, you will do something like, I'm going to get rid of this, you will say map, just like you have set and int. So you have to specify the data type for key. What is the data type for key? Let's say we said integer. Okay. And what is the data type for the value? So that is, let's say it's a string. It does not have to be same. You can have 2 different data types. One is integer, another one is string. Okay, what you want to store? Let's say I wanted to store employee address. Okay, and you will say new of map, and same exact thing here. Okay, and then you define this one. Okay, so you have a map of integer and the string, and then you say employee address and new map of integer and string. Okay, so now what you're going to do here is we're going to say employee address dot of put. Okay, this is going to be employee address dot of put. You're using a put here, and what you're going to say here is, let's say at reference of, let's say 100, I will put, let's say 7001. Did we do this last time? Okay, Hansel Road. So this is my first. So what I'm doing is I'm putting this, the value, this is the key, and this is the value. This is the value. Okay, this is the key, this is the value. Now if I want another one, I can say 10, whatever the key is, and then let's say the value is okay, you can have as many as you want, and let's say you have another one at 2, and this one we can say. Okay, now if I wanted to know, this is the way to create a map. So now what happened is, for this map, for this key, this is the value, for this key, this is the value. So now if I wanted to know what, give me the ID, give me the value for the key of this one. So how you're going to do it? You're going to say something like this: system.debug, okay, address for employee, and you're going to say this one is this is the map. Okay, control C, dot of get me. Now you have to use the key number. What is the key? Let's say if I do this one, what will be the output here? Okay, and if I say the same line, if I go ahead and display this one, what will be the output, guys? So what is the key? What is the value at this key? This one. What is the value at this key? This one. So this is going to display this thing will be get this. What will be the output of this line? So we'll start from top to bottom. The program is going to run from here. Okay, so it will create a map. The name of the map would be employee address. The key at 100, so it will have something like this kind of structure. It will have a map and key. So at 100, the key is this one, the value is this one. Okay, so at 100, what is the value? Hansel Road. Okay, at 11202, this is the key. What is the value? Parkwood Boulevard. At key of 2, what is the value? Dallas Parkway. So what's going to happen is if you go ahead and run this, this is going to be the output of the program. Where did it? It's like, why is it not displaying? See, Parkwood Boulevard and Dallas Parkway. Is that what we were expecting? Parkwood Boulevard and Dallas Parkway. Okay, I can also have a string and a string here. Okay, and how will I say? I will say, let's say A, hello. So you can have a key of a string type also, okay? And you can have hi. So now if I wanted to get what is it in element at A, so it was going to give me, if I wanted to see A, or let's say if I wanted to see what is that element of hi, what is going to be the output here? Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. That's going to be the output of this program. Exactly. Thank you so much, guys. I like when you pay attention and you get the answer right. I feel so happy. Okay. So it's going to be the Hansel one, and then it's going to be the Dallas Parkway. Okay. Now, there is a shortcut of creating a map also. Instead of doing what we did, we can just say, instead of here declaring in this line, you can always say something like this. Okay, you can say for the element A, you use this one. This is the arrow, okay? And then you specify this thing. Okay, then this is a shortcut here, and then you say hello. And what is the value here? You can always define it here. This is the value. Okay, the next one is this one, and then this one. Okay, now I can get rid of this. Now the output will still remain same. Okay, because for this key you have this value, for this key you have this value, for this key you have this value. The output will still remain same. I think I did a mistake. What did I do? Oh, you don't need this. So now if you go back here, this is what? Address is this one and the address is this one. So it's going to be the same. Okay. Now, can you add a duplicate key? What do you think? If I try to do something like this, if I say employee address dot of add for the same key, let's say I'm using the same key called A, and this time I am storing a value of, so what do you think will be the output, guys? Guess me, guess what you think will be the output. No, 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 no. Okay, so what we did here is, let's see, this is going to be the output. You created a map. Okay, this is the map. So this is going to be a key and value pair. This is the key and this is the value. So what was it this time? First thing you added, the key is A. Okay. What is the value? Hansel Road. So we went back. This is the key. This is the value. Next thing. We added another one. Hello Parkwood Boulevard. Okay. Hello and Parkwood Boulevard. Okay. Next one. Hi Dallas Parkway. Okay. Hi Dallas Parkway. Then we said, okay, add a Patil. So first it's going to look, is there a key available called A? Yes ma'am, there is one. What do you want me to do? Replace this one with the new one, which is Patil. Okay, so this is going to be the output of the program. So now if I go ahead and tell me to display what is it A, it will give me Patil because that got replaced by this new one. So if I go ahead and execute, what did we do wrong? Let me go ahead and execute it one more time. Method does not exist or incorrect signature. Oh, it was put, not add. So Patil and Dallas Parkway. Got it? So that value got replaced by the new value. That's it. That's simple because the program is going to run it top to bottom. So first thing got executed, then the second thing got executed. Look for that key. If you find it, it will go ahead and say, okay, replace it with the other one. It won't add a second one because key is unique. Key has to be unique. Okay. It will not complain because what will it do is it will find that key and replace the value of that key. Got it?
Hello, Deepika.
Yes, sir.
One question. Suppose, think we are mapping a key value pair from an standard object or a custom object. Okay. And we have two keys with the
No. I
same.
told you, you cannot do that because the key can always be a primitive data type. Primitive data type means it can be an integer or it can be a string. It cannot be an object. The key cannot be an object. Value can be of
Value.
type object.
Okay.
Got it? Key
Okay.
always has to be either a number or a string, something like that. You cannot
Okay
have
then. Okay then.
an object to object. Okay?
Okay. Let's assume like this. So from one object we have to take two keys. Okay.
No, what is it? Tell me again.
And
Okay, let's design your idea. What is it?
okay.
So
So
what
I'm
should I
talking
put in
about
the
an
key?
object.
Okay, so
So
on the value you have an object.
object. Okay. And in the key I have two same name. Okay. Like same name keys.
Okay, let's say you have hello here.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay.
And I want both in that map. Can I do that?
Nope, because it will replace this one with this one. So you can
And what?
have another one, hello2, with this second object.
Then, okay. Then what is the solution for that? If I need that both in a list or something.
No, you just change the key and just put a different object there. Why would you want to map a single key to two objects? That's going to be confusion. Even if you're using the code, if you're going to add, okay, what you can do here is, you can do something like you map a key to a list of objects. Okay, so here, let's say hello will be pointing to two account objects.
Okay.
So what you do is, you put these two account objects in a list and you map it with a list. So here in our program, what will change is instead of string, it will become a list of string. Because string is nothing but an object. Okay, it will become a list of string. So the key will still be single, but you can have a list of string, and what will you add in this list? You can add as many elements as you want. So with one key, you will have a whole list which can have 5 elements, 10 elements, or whatever, 5 objects or whatever you want. You got it?
Okay. And this key should be string, a data type, primitive data type,
Primitive
right?
data means like it can be an
Is that for
integer,
sure?
yeah, integer or a string.
Only that.
Yeah.
So we can't use anything else.
Yeah, let me see if you can use a Boolean or something. You can, not Boolean, but you can use like a decimal or a number or something like that.
Anything but data type, right?
Yeah, but data type means, in primitive data type means the simpler one, not like an object, like a simpler one, like numbers.
Simpler data type.
Yeah, exactly. Those are called
Integer,
as primitive.
Boolean.
Yeah, Boolean cannot be done because if you try to do true, false, what third element, you cannot have, what do you do? Yeah, so like mostly they will be either numbers or it will be kind of a string. Okay, but on the value side, you can have a list, you can have whatever you want on the value side. You can have an object, you can have another integer, you can have another string. Did you get it?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Next thing is, so can you mute yourself? Okay, thank you. Any more questions, guys? That was a very good question. Priyanka? Okay, good guys. Okay, next thing is, see, we were discussing about this set thing and we didn't know how to display the elements, right? Or now we will talk about loops, okay? We'll talk about loops. Now, what do you mean by loop? As the name indicates, it is something that goes in a loop, right? That's called keep doing itself, repeating. That's called a loop, right? So, what are these loops and what is the purpose of these loops? Okay, let's say guys, you have created an array, okay, and that array or the list has 10 elements, okay, and are you going to do something like this? Let me explain you. Let me go back here. You created a list and this list is of string type, okay. The name of the list is student list, new of list string type, okay, and then close it, and this is what it, okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add .add, I'm going to say okay. Now this is my list, okay. Now if I want you to tell me, if I want to display these elements, okay, the first thing I'm going to think of like this. I will say system dot of debug, okay, and then I will say student list dot of get me the element at zeroth location, right? This is what I'm going to do. Then I want the next element to be printed. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. How many are there? 6. So I'm going to say 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4, and then 5, right? This is how I'm going to display the elements. Don't you think it's too much complicated? Like, why do I need this? Like, why can't I do this in 2 lines, right? Because I could have shortened this code by writing it here like this. I would have said Deepika, Manish, right? I could have done that one. Okay, so this I can remove it off and I can just add it. So this is fine. But if I have to display the elements, do I need to just go ahead and do like this? No, you don't have to. Okay, I will give you the desired output. You will be able to get all the elements displayed. But let's say there were 15, 20, 30 elements or 15 elements. Are you going to write 15 statements to do that? No, right? That's not a good solution. Then that's what we come as a loop. Okay, so there is a loop available, there are three different kinds of loop. One we have is a while loop, do while loop, while, do while, and for loop. What is the purpose of the loop? See, if else statement that we talked about last time, if else means it checks a condition, and if this condition is true, it executes the if block. If this condition is false, it executes the else block. But it will only execute it once, right? It won't go through again and again and again. It will only execute it once. That is what the if else loop does. What does it if else condition does? If the condition is true, it will run the if part. If the condition is false, it will run the else part, but it will only run it once. But if you want to do again and again, right? You eat every day. That's in a loop. Okay, you play every day, you watch TV, that's in a loop. It keeps on going every day based on a condition, right? So loops is something, if you want to execute a part of code more than once, if you want to do something more than once, then you have a concept of loops. Okay, if else only happens one. Okay, that's it. One thing, conditional, check the condition. If it's true, run it. That's it. But if you want to run your code a couple times, you want to run it more than one time, then you have a concept of loops. In Apex, you have these three loops: while, do while, and for loop. Okay, they are very similar. They do the same thing. The only difference is how you write them. Okay, let's start with the for loop, which is the most common loop, and you will see a lot of time. Now here, if I want to just display those elements, instead of writing these, I could have just said for. Okay, for, this is the short string A, go through this list. What is the list? Go through this, and then just display me A. Now what is it doing? It is very simple. What is it doing here is, it is telling you that, okay, you don't have to, you just have to say this. What is in student list? Student list has all these elements. Okay. What is student list has? Student list has all these elements. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the elements are there in the student list. You have Deepika, you have whatever number, you have these 4, 5 elements. Okay. Now what is this for loop is doing? For loop is saying, okay, A means student list. Go through every element of this list until the list has not been finished fully. Until you have gone through every element, keep doing it again and again. And what you do is display the value of A. This is just a variable string. If you have created a variable of type string, which is pointing to the student list. Okay. So first time the student list A would be pointing to Deepika. Then it will print Deepika here. So first time the value of A would be Deepika. Then it will go to the next element on the student list, which is that Manish. So what A will be pointing to? A will be pointing to Manish. Okay. Then it will display Manish here. Then third time it will run the loop. It will point to Ravi, because third element in the list is Ravi. Then A will be equal to Ravi. Then what will it do? It will print the value of Ravi. Fourth time it will print the value of Priya, because A is, so basically this A will be, first time will be pointing to this one. So it will run the loop, it will print the value of this. Then again it will run the loop, it will print A becomes this one. So it will print the value of this element again. Third time it will go ahead and go through the third element, A becomes equals to this one. Okay. One time, at one point of time, A will only point to either this or this. A is not a list. A is can only have one string type. Means, see, in a list you can have these all elements, but A will only have one element at a time. So first time A will be pointing to this. Second time the loop runs, it will be pointing to this. Third time the loop runs, it will point to this. Fourth time it will point to this. As long as there are elements, it will keep going through that. And once the elements finished, it will come out of the loop. Did you get it, guys? This is how loop work. Okay, this is how loop work. Loop basically, this is a shortcut. What we are saying is, for is the keyword that you will use. String A, student list. Now why we are using a string type? Yeah, go ahead.
If I want to, like, what will be the output is like this output display, how would it be, like Deepika, Manish, or?
Exactly, it will be Deepika, Manish, Ravi, Priya, Abhinav, Rohit. If I go ahead and execute this one, everything. Yeah, it will go ahead and keep going. Yeah.
If I want to execute only 2 among them.
If you only want to execute 2 among them?
Yeah.
Then A is greater than or equal to, right?
Equal to.
Then if you just want to display 2, what you want to do, you wanted to go through the for loop again. So you can say, if you just want to do this one, so you say if
Statement.
A or Manish, there are different ways of doing it. I'm just giving you one way. Okay. Then print the value of A. So it will see, it will go through the loop. It will only display if the A becomes equals to Deepika, then it will go inside this loop and print the statement. Otherwise, it will just skip it. Okay, if then it will go the second time, if it's equals to Manish, then it will go ahead and print it. Otherwise, it will only go ahead and print it won't print the rest of those. So if I go back here and execute this, it will only print for 2 things, because A is either equals to Deepika, it will print, or A is equals to Manish, it will print.
Or we can give like A is equal to 2.
A is a string.
I
A
mean
is
greater
not
than
equal.
or equal
No.
to.
A is only a string.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do this, there is another way of doing that. You
Mhm.
can do something like for integer. This is the next step I was telling you. For integer, I is equals to 0. I less than equals to 2. No, equals to 2, and I plus plus. And then what I will say, I'll say system dot of debug A is the student list. Just hold on. Student list dot of get I. So what's happening here is,
What is I? Integer.
it is an integer. It is, what is I is nothing but you have declared a variable whose name is I, which is initialized with 0. What do you mean by initialized? Means first time the value is equals to 0. Okay. Then how is it happen? So this is for loop. Okay. What is it working? I is equals to 0, I less than equals to 1, I plus plus. I know that you're not going to get it right now, just hold on. But this will give you the output that you were asking. It will give you the first 2 elements. Okay, so you can just see if the output would be Deepika and Manish. If you want to display the, let's say Ravi and Priyanka, then you can say 0, 1, 2, the index is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So you want to display only Ravi and Priyanka. So this time it will print Ravi and Priyanka. But I know you're not following this part, but hold on. You asked a question which I need to answer, so that's why I used it. Okay. So did you got the first part where I did? Okay. Good job. So what I will do here is, so this is the list, Priyanka and Abhinav. Did you got this part, though? Not this one, but this one that I was explaining. String of A, which is pointing to student list. And then I was displaying the value of A, because A has one element at a time from the student list. So one time A will be equals to Deepika. The next time when the loop runs, it will be equal to Ravi, Manish, etc. Okay. Any questions on this part? What you're doing is you created a list. This we already have. You have a list which has all these elements in that list, and then you have created a local variable. No, you have not, don't worry about local. You have created a variable which is of type string, which is going through the elements of this list. As long as there are elements in the list, it will keep going through that and it will display each element. So first time A will be pointing to Deepika, so it will print Deepika. Second time A will be pointing to Manish, so it will print Manish. Third time it will point to Ravi, it will print Ravi. Got it? Abhinav and Priyanka. Abhinav. Okay, so this is it. Now, this is a shortcut of displaying the elements. Now let's go back one step back. Okay, let's see if I wanted to So then the loops, let's say I wanted to print 1 to 10. One thing you'd be like something like this. If let's say I gave you a task and I tell you, hey, print number 1 to 100. What are you going to do? Or 1 to 10, let's say. You're going to say system.debug 1 and then you'll keep going. Right? You'll say 1, 2 and then you'll keep on going. Then you'll say 3. You'll say 4. You'll say 5, 6, 7. Don't you think there's something wrong with this approach? There should be some easier way to do that, right? I know it'll print 1 to 10. What will be the output of the program, guys? If I go ahead and run this, what will be the output of the program? Abhinav. That's a good eye, Abhinav, good eye. Okay. Why did you say error, Ravi?
It should be in single quote, right?
But if you just do this, it won't give you any error because it's a number. It'll just print as it is. Because that's not a variable. This is just going to print 1 to 10. You could have done the same thing. I would have said, okay, if you want to do this, you could have done this way also. It would not have complained. Okay, you would have done something like this as well. But it was a number. It was nothing like it was nothing that it has to evaluate something. Okay, so they just printed. If you have done this, this becomes a string. So if you go have done this, this is going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same output you're going to get it. Okay. Output would have been same because that was just a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if you want this one, 6. You're considering it as a string. See, when you write something without this quotation mark, it tries to look for a variable. Okay, but there was no variable because it was understanding. Okay, you want to print 1. That's what it is. That's it. Got it? Next thing is, so don't you think this is wrong? If I say, okay, print 1 to 100, are you going to do this 10 more times and then 10 times of this and you're going to print me? It's going to be a long, no. What you can do in a very simple way, you can do something called as loop. Okay, let's start with while loop. How? Where, Abhinav?
We use curve braces there. System.debug, and if we use curve braces and give 1 to 10, it doesn't print.
Like this one?
Yeah. If you use the curve braces and we assign like 1 to 10 there.
Like this?
It's not going to display.
Like this?
Yeah.
You can do like this. Yeah, you can do something like this. Yeah, this is just like a string. You have created a string and you're displaying it. That's it. Yeah, if you do that, you're going to be able to do this way. Okay, it will take it as a string and it will print it one line and it will go ahead and display to you. This is going to be a string and it will just display everything that you wrote in that string. Okay, so it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it is still, but how about if I say print 1 to 1000, okay, and print 1 to 1000 with the differences of 5. So are you going to write all of that together? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1006. Are you going to write everything together? Tell me. No, right? Definitely no. So that's why we have these loops. Okay. Why we need to go through the loop? Similarly, if you want to go through the elements of, let's say, elements in the array, then I know you know the elements and you can just print them by get 0, get 1, get 2, but that's not ideal. That's not an ideal solution. That's like more typing and you don't want to do those things. So loop. So what is loop? We have while loop. Let's start with while loop. Okay. So we'll say while. First thing is, this is how you start it. While integer I, you have declared a variable. Okay, you have declared a variable of type integer. It starts with 0. You can declare it with 1 also. It starts with 1. Initialize it with 1. Okay, while, or you can do something like this. We have declared a variable integer I is equals to 1 while I less than equals to 10. Okay, curly braces, not these braces, curly braces, or you can call it as flower braces system dot of debug, print me the value of I, and you will say I is equals to I plus 1. This is called as while loop. Now, can you explain what's going on here? If you wanted to go through the element, if you want to print 1 to 10, what is it doing is, you have the one top to bottom approach. First time, you have declared a variable of type integer. The name of the variable is I. The value of the variable is 1. Right? The name of the variable is I. The value of the variable is 1. So what is it? We have declared a variable I. Value is 1. Okay? While I less than equals to 10. What does that mean? What is the value of I? 1. Is 1 less than or equals to 10? Yes. 1 is less than and equals to 10. That's true, right? 1 is less than equals to 10. 1 is the 1 value is equals to less than equals to 10. Tell me, is 1 less than 10? Is the 1 less than 10? Abhinav, 1 is less than 10 or not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Pranka, is it less than 1 is less than 10? Yeah. So then what will happen is, if it is true, it will go inside this loop and execute it. So what will it print? It will print 1. Okay, what is I right now? 1. Then you are saying I is equals to I plus 1. So what is now the new value of I, guys? I said I is equals to I plus 1. So what is the new value of I? So okay, 2. What do you think, Pranka? If I said I is equals to I plus 1, what is this? What is the new value of I? So what we did it, we started with a variable I is equals to 1. We said while I less than equals to 10. What is the value of I? 1. 1 is less than equals to 10? Yes. So go ahead and print whatever is inside. So we said we printed the value of I. So what was the value of I? 1. Then we said I is equals to I plus 1. So what is the value of I? I is 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So what is the new value of I? I became 2 now. The new value of I became 2. Now is 2 less than equals to 10? Is 2 less than equals to 10? Either 2 is less than, yes. So it will go inside the loop one more time. What will it print? It will print the value of I. Now what is the new value of I? New value of I is 2. So first time it printed 1. Second time it printed 2. Okay. 2 is equals to 2 plus 1. So what is the new value of I now? I is equals to 2 plus 1. So what is the value of I? I was 2 plus 1, 3.
So
now what
it goes.
Go ahead.
So it goes till 9, right?
It will, so once let's say it's I is equals to 9. Okay. So it printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, let's say. Now 9 is less than equals to 10. It will print it. Now I became I is equals to I plus 1. What will become? 9 plus 1, 10. Is 10 less than equals to 10?
Equals to 10, yeah.
Right? So it will come inside the loop, right?
Yeah.
So it will print 10 also.
Equals to 10.
Then I is equals to I plus 1. Now I became 11. Is it less than equals to 10? No. Then it will come out the loop and it will just print 1 to 10. Did you get it? So this is how a loop works. We started with integer I is equals to 1. Okay, we initialized. This is called, you have to use these words, initialized. Initialize is a terminology, it's a coding terminology. Okay, initialize means your default value is 1. Okay, while I less than equals to 10, print the value of I and then do I is equals to I plus 1. Okay, so now let's go ahead and execute the code and let's see what's the output. So if I go back here and execute it, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if I wanted to print something like this, I can also say number is, and then it's going to print as it is, and then print the number is 1, number is 2, number is 3, number is 4, number is 5, number is 6. Okay, now if you go ahead and execute, this is going to be the output of the program. 1, 2, 3. If you want to have a space, what you can do, just add a space. So if you want to do some spaces here, what is it? I didn't understand. So now if I go back here, it will say number is with a space in between. Okay, number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, what was your question?
So if I want to display those names also, I can use string there, right?
So let's say what names you want.
Integer. Like I have 10 names.
So you'll go through the list, right?
Yeah.
And then you can display those. So here you'll say something like this. That's what the question was. If I create a list and it has 10 names in it, okay? List of string, and then you say names, and then the names are new of list of string. Does anyone know how to increase the... Yeah, okay. So let's say there are 10 names, Deepika, so if you want to display these names, you can just say while you've created a variable called integer I is equals to 0, because the names list starts with 0, right? 0, 1 and 2. So you can say while, how many elements are there? While I less than or equals to, let me see, less than, so you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to remember 3. You can say names dot of size. So what will it be? What is the value of this output would be? Names dot size. What is it equal to? It will be equal to 3. So I less than 3, right? So what will it display? You will just go ahead and say system.debug, give me the value of names dot of get of I, and then you increment the value of I. That's it. Now what will it do? First time, what is I less than? I is equals to 0, right? So the I became 0. Names dot of size. What is the value of names dot of size? 3. So is I less than 3? Is 0 less than 3? Yes. So it will go ahead and print names dot get of 0. What is it? 0. Deepika. So it will go ahead and print Deepika. Then I is equals to I plus 1. So what is the new value of I, guys? 1, right? Then is 1 less than 3? Names dot size is still 3. Is 1 less than 3? Yes. It will print names dot of get of 1. What is it? Get of 1. Get of 1 is Hina. So it will go ahead and print Hina. Now what is the new value of I? I became 2 now. I is equals to I plus 1. So what is going to be? I became 2. So 2 less than the size, 2 less than 3? Yes. Then what will it print? It will print the get of 2. What is that there? This thing. So it will go ahead and print this. Now what became 2 is equals to, I became 2 plus 1. What is the new value of I? 3. Is 3 less than 3? No. It is equals to 3. So it will not print. It won't go inside the loop. And that's how. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Abhinav?
Yeah, got it.
Priyanka? Okay, so we go ahead and execute this program and it will give us Deepika Hina prawn. Now tell me, guys, give me 2 minutes. I need to drink water. Okay, the class would be, we started at 1:30, so we can finish at 3:15, or we started a little late today, so you want to go a little late? Whenever you guys want to stop, I can stop. If you think it's too much for you today, I can stop it. If you think I can continue, I will continue. Because I just want you to understand. So you let me know. Don't say after half an hour we are done. That's what I don't like. But if you think this is good for today, then we can wrap it up. So just stay there for another 15-20 minutes. He's not going to throw you out, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me just finish this loops part and then we can go. Okay? We have while, do while, and for. Let me just finish it off. It might take a couple minutes more, but let's just finish this topic. Okay? I'll try to wrap up fast. So now this is the while loop. Okay, now instead of guys saying I is equals to I plus 1, there is a shortcut. You can just say I plus plus. What does it do is basically it increases the value of I by 1. Okay, it increases the value of I by 1. So the same output will get produced. So instead of saying I is equals to I plus 1, it is called as an increment operator. Okay, it's called an increment operator. What does it do? It just increments the value of I by 1. Okay, so the output would be Deepika Hina prawn. Now you need to give me the output, guys. Okay, if I say, what's going to be the output? Very good. Very good, Priyanka. Very good. Abhinav, go through it one more time. Abhinav, one more time. Okay, now okay, say it loudly. So let's start with line number 1. What will be what we have done? Then you will understand. Okay, whatever you're thinking in head to calculate the output, you take it, you speak it loud, so we can also get your thoughts.
First, we have a new list of names, 3 elements, and integer I is equal to 0. While loop, we have like I is less than name dot size. So name dot size is I is less than 3.
What is I?
So system I is integer 0.
So 0
0 is
less
less than
than
3.
yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. 0 is less than 3. The system dot get I. So I is equal to 0 plus.
No, what will the
2.
output at line number 4? System.debug names of get of I. What is that output? What is this line going to print?
Get I 0.
What is the
0.
why would it?
So 0 means Deepika, yeah.
So it will print Deepika, right?
Yeah.
Then it will go to the next line.
Yeah.
So what will be the output in the next line? What will be the new value of I?
0, I is equal to 0, right? So 0 plus 2 is 2.
Okay, so then
Prana. Prana will get printed.
so how many will print? Deepika and Prana will get printed, right?
Here Prana, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how when you go, you start from top. It's not that rocket. Just go top to bottom. See what is each of them is doing. We have done this get of I so many times. This is going to get you what is that element of at I. So if it is right, it is same like writing this. Okay. So instead of 0, it will be seeing what is in the I. I has value of 0. That's what. So now if I go ahead and execute, it's going to go ahead and print Deepika and Pranav. Okay. Now tell me what's going to be the output of this line. So what is this going to be the output, guys? What do you think will be the output of the program? Priyanka, you're going in the right direction, but there is a small mistake. Or you're missing something. Keep doing keep going through this thing. Try to do it one more time, you'll get it right.
Prana. It's Prana and Hina.
Okay, then it is equals to 0, guys.
Yeah, it would be 3, right?
We created a list of 3 elements, Deepika, Hina and Prana. I is equals to 2. Is 2 greater than equals to 0? Yes. It will come inside the loop and it will print names.get of I. What is it? I? 2. So what is the names.get of 2? Pranav. So it will go ahead and print Pran. I is equals to I minus 1. So I became 1 now. Is 1 greater than equals to 0? Yes, 1 is greater than 0. System.debug of names of get of I. What is it? Names.get of 1. What is it? 1? Hina. So it will go ahead and print Hina there. New value of I. I is equals to I minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0. Is 0 greater than equals to 0? Yes, 0 is greater than is equals to 0. It will go ahead and print names.get of 0. So it will print Deepika. Got it?
It prints from back, right?
Yeah, we just printing it in the reverse order. That's it. We are printing in that case we are printing in the forward order. This is just going from the reverse order. So first the Prana, then Hina, then Deepika. That will be the output of the program. So this is called as the while loop. Prana, Hina, and Deepika. Okay. Next thing. This was the while loop. Okay. There is in the while loop, guys, and similarly you have a do while loop. In the while loop, if the condition does not meet, you won't even enter the code. For example, if I say something like this. Now, what do you think will be the output of the program? What do you think, Priyanka, will be the output of the program? What do you think would be the output of the program? What will it print on the screen? Is there anything statement which will it get printed on the screen? Is there a system.debug? Which is there a system.debug? Because system.debug is something that will get printed, right? If I run this program, what do you think will be the output of the program?
Nothing.
Who is it?
This is Ravi.
Ravi, don't say the answer.
Okay.
That's why I gave you chat window to text me. Why you think Hina will get printed? Abhinav. Abhinav, go through this code one more time. And speak it louder. I'm not going to leave if you're not going to understand this.
Same way, it's a new list, 3 name, and integer I is equal to 2. So, and while loop having
What is the condition in the while loop? What is the condition of the while loop?
I is less than or equal to 0.
So what is I?
2.
So is 2 less than equals to 0? Though is 2 less than 0. That's a simple math. Is 2 less than 0? Like this. 2 less than 0. Give me the output. Is this true or false? Is 2 less than 0? Ye wala sign, you know this sign, right? This is less than, so is 2 less than 0?
Yeah.
And this is a greater than sign. So which is greater? 2 is greater. So this is true. This is false. So it won't even go inside the loop. See, this condition did not even meet. While condition is wrong. Is 2 less than is equals to 0? That is false. 2 is not less than 0. 2 is greater than 0. That's why it won't even go inside the loop and it will not print anything. Priyanka, did you get it? So it will not print anything, it will be an empty screen because it won't even go inside the loop. This is nothing got printed. Now if I go up here and I say, I'm just making stupid changes and you still guys not able to follow. Now what will be the output of the program? Of this whole code, what will be the output?
So, yeah,
Huh?
it will not enter that. So, however,
So
system debug is not done pretending.
what do you think is the output of enough?
Nothing.
Ravi? Do you want to explain to Abhinav?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Abhinav.
You can explain in whichever language he can understand better.
Okay, fine. I'll explain in Telugu.
Yeah.
Okay. Abhinav. Okay. ఇది వైల్ లూప్. ఓకే, వైల్ లూప్ అంటే ఇక్కడ కండిషన్ ఉంటుంది. ఈ కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయితేనే లోపలికి వెళ్తుంది. ఫైన్. ఇది కర్ల్ బ్రేసెస్ చెప్తా విను. కర్ల్ బ్రేసెస్ ఉంది కదా, దాని లోపలికి వెళ్ళాలంటే దాని బయట ఉన్న వైల్ లూప్ ఉన్న కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయి ఉండాలి. ట్రూ అయితే లోపలికి వెళ్తుంది. అది ట్రూ కాకపోతే ఆ కర్ల్ బ్రేసెస్ బయట ఉండేది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు I ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0. ఫైన్. అంటే 2 I వాల్యూ ఏంటి? 2 ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అనేది ఫాల్స్ కదా. ఆ ఫాల్స్ అయితే ఈ లోపల ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కాదు కాబట్టి లోపలిది అది ఎంటర్ కాదు, కంపైలర్ ఎంటర్ కాకుండా బయట మన నెక్స్ట్ కర్ల్ బ్రేసెస్ బయటకు వచ్చేసి బయట ఏముంది? సిస్టమ్ డాట్ డీబగ్ ఉంది. ఏదో ప్రింట్ చేయమనింది. ఏం ప్రింట్ చేయమనింది? 0, ఇండెక్స్ 0 ఉంది. 0 ఏంటి? దీపిక. సో దీపికని ప్రింట్ చేస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు అది ట్రూ అయినా ఫాల్స్ అయినా, వైల్ కండిషన్ అనేది ట్రూ అయినా ఫాల్స్ అయినా ఈ లాస్ట్ డీబగ్ లాగ్ అనేది పక్కా ప్రింట్ అవ్వాల్సిందే. బికాస్ దానికి వైల్ లూప్ కి సంబంధం లేదు. మీకు అర్థమైందా? ఇఫ్ కండిషన్ ఇస్ ట్రూ అప్పుడు లోపలికి వెళ్తుంది, ఎల్స్ లోపలికి వెళ్ళదు. బయట ఏమున్నా ఎగ్జిట్ అవుతుంది, ఐ మీన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకు ముందు తను రాసిన కోడ్ లో బయట సిస్టమ్ డీబగ్ పెట్టలేదు కాబట్టి నథింగ్, ఏం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కాలేదు. ఫైన్. ఇప్పుడు సిస్టమ్ లో డీబగ్ బయట పెట్టింది, లూప్ బయట పెట్టింది కాబట్టి ఆ లూప్ ఎంటర్ కాదు, కానీ బయటది మాత్రం ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. ఇఫ్ సపోజ్ I ఈజ్ ఇది ట్రూ అయి ఉంటే, కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయి ఉంటే అప్పుడు లోపలిది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యేది, మన బయటది కూడా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యేది. యా దీపిక?
Okay, now Abhinav is going to be the next answer, okay? That was a good explanation.
Sure.
Okay, so let me go and do this way. Let me make it a little complex. Okay, I think. So in the while loop, if the condition does not meet for the first time itself, it will not enter the loop. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So in this case, this thing didn't even meet, but it didn't run and it didn't go inside the while loop, and what happened? It just went ahead, didn't execute the while loop because this condition came out to be false, and it printed this line. That's it. And what is it? Names of get 0? Deepika. So what will happen is Deepika will get printed. Okay? So if first thing you need to see is this the while loop condition meets. If the while loop condition meets, then only it will go inside the while loop. Otherwise, it will just come out of the while loop. So it will just finish it here. Where does the while loop ends? It ends at line number 6. But this particular line number 8, is not the part of this while condition. So it will, no matter what, it will execute. But there is another loop called do while. What is there in the do while? Do while means you do something first and then you check the condition. So in the do while loop, even if the condition does not meet for the first time, this loop will execute at least once. So let's say I do something like this. If I have a while loop, let me just go ahead. If I have a while, I'll create a variable called integer I is equals to 0, I is equals to 1, while I less than equals to 10, I'll say system dot of debug I. Okay, let me make it to 5. So here in this case, what will be the output? It will be 1 to 5, right? 1 is less than equals to 5, true, and then it will go ahead and then let me increment it, I plus plus. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this condition did not meet, let's say I say something like this, I is equals to greater than 5. Now what will be, what is this? This is going to be this out. What will be the output of the program, guys? What will be the output of this program? What is the value of I? I is 1. 1 greater than equals to 5. Is 1 greater than 5? No, 1 is less than 5. So it won't even go inside the loop and it will not execute anything. Okay. So the output would be straight away nothing. It will be empty screen because the condition did not meet even for the first time. Okay. But the thing is, in a do while loop, what we do is we do this first. What we do is we write what we want to execute. So what we want to execute, we want to execute this thing. Do this, then you increment the value, and then you check the condition. At this line, you will check the condition. So in this case, even if the condition did not meet, at least this code will run once. Because I is equals to 1, it will just go ahead and print 1. Then what will be the new value of I? I became 2. Is 2 greater than equals to 5? No. Because the condition did not meet. But this code will at least run once. That's what the do while is. Even if the condition did not meet, it will run once. So if I go back and execute the program, what will it do? It will go ahead and say, it will at least print one line. But if it was a while condition, it did not print anything, because what we are doing here is we are checking the condition after it has executed this part. So this part has already been executed, and then you are checking the condition, and then this condition became false, then it will no longer execute more. But if the condition was true, if this was fine, if this is going to be less than equals to 5, now this condition meets, so it will keep going inside the loop. So what do you think will be the output of the program if you do this? Priyanka, what do you think will be the output of the program? Very good, very good. Priyanka gave a right answer. Okay, Abhinav. And Abhinav and Ravi, tell me what will be the output of the program. Very good, Ravi, very good. Abhinav, tell me what is going to be the output of the program. Try to think it one more time. One more time, Abhinav. Let's talk a little louder. And Ravi, help him, okay? Talk a little louder and try to explain him. Tell me what's going on in the code.
Do you want me to explain it?
Yeah. No. Let him first answer. Let him first talk. What he's thinking. Okay. Then correct him if he's wrong. Okay. Now Abhinav, start.
Okay.
Abhinav can't hear you. Are you mute? Abhinav, now you can talk.
Yeah. ఇక్కడ సిస్టమ్ డీబగ్ అయ్యింది కదా రవి.
Yeah, go on. చెప్పు.
అదే ఇప్పుడు ఆన్సర్ వుడ్ బి 1.
Okay, I'll explain you it. See, integer I is equal to 1. I value is 1. Okay, now do statement అనేది no matter what it get executed. Okay, so do statement లో you have system.debug I value. I value is nothing but 1 here, so it will print 1. Fine. Then that will increase I plus plus. That's nothing but it will go to 2 అర్థమైందా? 2 అవుతుంది, పెరుగుతుంది, ఎందుకంటే ఇంక్రిమెంట్ అయింది ఇక్కడ. ఇంక్రిమెంట్ అయింది అంటే ఇప్పుడు కింద దీంట్లో వస్తుంది, దేంట్లో వైల్ లూప్ లో వస్తుంది. కింద స్టేట్మెంట్ చూడు. ఐ అంటే ఏంది ఇక్కడ? చెప్పు ఏంటి?
అది సాటిస్ఫై చేస్తుంది 1.
సో ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు అది ట్రూ కదా స్టేట్మెంట్.
లెస్ దెన్, యా.
సో అది మళ్ళా వెళ్తుంది, మళ్ళా లూప్ అవుతుంది. అది అర్థమైందా?
So 1 to 5.
He gave the answer. He got it. He said 1 to 5.
Okay.
He got it. Okay, so the output. See, Abhinav, always think loop. Loop means it will run. Just make sure if the condition is meeting or not. If it's meeting, then keep going inside. That's it. So it's going to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I do like this, if I say something like this, then in this case, the condition it'll run 1, which is going to be 1 here. It'll print 1. Then it will do 1 plus 1, that becomes 2 here. Okay. Then it will check the condition. Now, is 2 less than equals to 5? That's not true, because 2 is less than, okay, 2 is greater than equals to 5. So my question is 2 is greater, no, that's not true. So it will not go ahead and execute it again. So the condition did not meet. Okay, but it will run at least 1 time. So if I go back and execute it, it will say 1. That's it. So this is what we have is a do while loop. Okay. The only difference between a while and a do while is no matter what even if the condition did not meet for the first time, the code will at least run once. Okay. That's the only difference. Now the last one we had is the for loop, which we already discussed, but for loop is nothing but you put everything together. Okay. For loop has 3 parts. In the while, what you do is first you initialize the variable, right? You said I is equals to 1. You did it in a different statement. Then you have a condition, and then you write whatever you want to do, and then you increment it or decrement. So you have 3 things you write in 3 different lines, right? What does the for loop offers is for loop is you can define everything in one statement. So you can say integer I is equals to 0 here itself with this. You have to put semicolon. This is the syntax, okay? Then you put the condition that you want to check, and if the condition meets, what you want to do. Okay, you put everything inside the same thing. So what is going to happen here is, this is the last thing, okay? So you go here, instead of all this, you will say for integer I is equals to 1, okay? I less than equals to 5, and I plus plus. Okay, and then system.debug the value of I. So you have done everything in one statement. So first time what will happen is I will be equal to 1. So the value of I will initialize to 1. Then this condition will meet. Is I less than equals to 5? Is 1 is less than 5? Yes, 1 is less than 5. So then it will go inside this and it will print this line. What is it? It will print the value of I, which is 1. Then it will go to this part of the code, which is I plus plus. So that I became now 2. So this part will only run once. Okay, this is called initialization part. This part is called as conditional part, and this one is called as increment or decrement, whatever you want to do it. Okay, this is called as the initialization. See, there are 2 semicolons. Okay, there are 2 semicolons. Okay, so this part is called as initialization. This part is called as condition check. Okay, and then this part is called as the increment or decrement. So first time I will be equals to 1. 1 is less than 5, yes, then it will go inside the loop and it will print the value of I, which is 1. Abhinav, very good, exact, okay, good. So now 1 plus 1, then it will go ahead and execute this part. So first it will, but it won't execute it again and again. This part is only once. This part will run it. Then I plus plus I became 2. Is 2 less than equals to 5? Yes, it will print the value of 2. Then 2 plus plus became 3. So is 3 less than equals to 5? Yes. It will print the value of 3. 3 plus plus became 4. 4 less than equals to 5? Yes. It will print the value of 4. 5, then 4 becomes 5 now. 5 plus. 5 less than equals to 5? Yes, it is equals to 5. So it will print the value of 5. 5 plus plus, that became 6. Is 6 less than equals to 5? Nope. It won't even enter the loop. It will exit out. So it will print 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That's what called as the for loop. The only thing is you define everything in one line. Initialization, condition and the increment or decrement. Okay. In this case, if the condition did not meet, it will not execute at all because you're checking the condition up front. In the do while is the only while in the only loop where you're checking the condition later. So no matter what, it will execute once. Okay. Even if the condition does not meet. But in the for loop, you're checking the condition right away. So you first initialize it with 1. Is 1 greater than 5? No, it is less than. So it won't even enter this loop. So what will be the value? Nothing will get printed. Okay. So it will be an empty screen. Did you get it, guys? This is how the for loop works. Okay, this is how the for loops work. Tomorrow we are going to discuss in a very important topic called classes and objects. Okay, be prepared for that. Now let me give you some assignment. Okay, right away, let me give you some assignment. You need to do those. Okay, let me send you right away so that I don't forget it. So hold on. Okay, Ravi Tej, Abhinav, which is your email ID? This one?
Yeah, third one.
Okay, and what is Priyanka's ID? Okay, this one. Okay, now let's do this. You need me to print, I want you to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, second thing. I want you to print 7. This is the second question. 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Third question. 18, 16, no, 15, 9 and 7. Okay, fourth one. I just want you to print
9, 6 or 7.
Is it right? Yeah.
Yeah, 6 is good.
Okay. What else? Okay. How about this one? Okay, print this one also. You can print in different line. I just write it just for the space purpose. Okay. So these are the 4 questions you have to do before tomorrow's class. And don't come in the class without finishing the homework. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Did you get it what you're supposed to do? And try to do this with all the examples. The best thing if you can do is try to do it with do loop, while and for, but at least do it at least with one loop. Okay?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
got it? Any questions with the assignment?
No, good.
Okay. Okay, Ranka, any questions? I didn't hear your voice yet today. Okay, guys, then I'll see you tomorrow. I'll try to send the the recording. Okay, then thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Deepika? Hello?
Yeah?
Priyanka is trying to say something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my system. Like, you can't hear me. So I need the recording, Deepika.
You need the recording? Okay, I'll send the recording. Yeah.
Even the Sunday is one.
Okay. You should have reminded me the week. That's what I was telling you. I was waiting for you to somebody send me an email.
Yeah, we were like outside and
okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, then I'll send you the recording tonight because I have to first convert a 2-hour video into an MP4. That takes about like 1 hour, and then I'll send it to you. I'll put it on the YouTube so you can take a look at it. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. And in the Sunday is one too.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay then, bye.
Same here.